Alright, by now you should have a clear idea of what type of water to drink, and you know the difference between different types of water. So, and in order to cure gout or get rid of the uric acid, you need to drink alkaline water. As I mentioned in previous chapter, there are two ways to get alkaline water. The commonly known one is through a machine like this. It's called ionizer. And how does, many people wonder how does this kind of technology works, because they just wonder how a machine that plug into the power source and then run a water supply into this machine and then it comes out alkaline water from here. They just wonder what is the magic done here. Actually, there's no rocket science. It's very simple. The process is called dynamic electrolysis, because as I mentioned before in the previous chapter, the water supply from the water tape in the kitchen is neutral, because it contains 50% alkaline and 50% acidic. And when I want alkaline water, I need to extract the acidity out, because I want an alkaline that has no partner, so that when I drink the alkaline water into the body, it will actively look for acidic component in the body to neutralize itself. So if you drink the neutral water, because they already have a partner, so it won't work. I mean, it's not active. So in order to activate the alkaline water, you need to remove the acidic partner. So you need the help of the machine or technology like this, we call ionizer. How does it work? So inside a machine like this, there's a chamber. This is a simplified concept of the chamber. The chamber is a simplified unit of it, right? There's a positive electrode, it's called anode, and this is a negative electrode, it's called cathode. All right, because as I mentioned, drink in the tape water contains 50% alkaline, 50% acidic, and it happens all acidic minerals. It carries negative charge, such as chloride, sulfide, nitrite, and carbonate. And all the alkaline mineral, it carries positive charge, which is like calcium 2 plus 2 charge, and magnesium 2 positive charge, and sodium is positive charge. So if I mistake, it's positive charge, positive charge. So it makes it easy. So I just need a positive electrode end to attract all the negative charges to this side, because there's a membrane in the middle that allows the exchange of minerals, and then all the positive minerals go to this side. And this process is a dynamic. That means the water is flowing. So and the voltage is high direct current, DC current, that create the voltage difference. So it's the force that separate the minerals. So the water that comes out from this end, which is this end, is rich in alkaline minerals. So that's how it produces alkaline water, because it charges. It's a ionic. It's called, the right term to use is ionized alkaline water, because it's the ionization. When there's the negative end or negative minerals all concentrate in the acidic mineral. In this machine, usually there's another tail. I didn't bring along. It's still in the kitchen. All right. So and this end will come on the acidic water. So this is how the alkaline water is produced through this machine. And the cost of this machine is quite expensive. It's ranging from US dollar, it's around 1,000 to up to 5,000 US dollar. So you may ask how much you should spend on a machine like this. And in the marketplace, actually, there are quite a number of companies nowadays. The popular ones are going through multi-level marketings, and some are through online. You can buy it online. So there are different marketing systems. But you need to know the technical details. Usually they market it, they say the machine is unique in such a way. Usually it's based on the number of plates. The price, it's the plates that determine the price range. So because like as you can see here, this is one simple unit. It's called one pair, one chamber. 2 plates, 1 chamber. So the term is 2 plates, 1 chamber. So the plates, you cannot simply use any stainless steel metal or any element or any substance to become as an electrode. You need to use a very stable, chemically stable element as an electrode. The only option is platinum, which is very expensive. So there's a technology they use titanium as a core support plate, and then it wrap a layer of platinum, because platinum is a very very stable in terms of chemically very stable, but they cannot give you the whole plate as platinum. Then the machine will cost more than 20,000 US dollar, because but you need the surface to be very stable. So they have a technology. The core is a titanium, then they wrap it with platinum. Last time they used the chrome technology, means they use electrolysis to produce a plate for electrolysis. Eventually the layer will drop off, then you're drinking the platinum into your body. But now no, nowadays the machine is very stable. They use we call baking technology. They burn the plate so that it's physically bond together, not through chemically or electrolysis way. So it's very stable when it's used as electrode for ionizer. That's why ionizer is expensive, because of the plate. And they are different combinations. Usually the number of plates comes in. Now you see it's as 2, but now I show you why is okay. All right, I show you this. I show you this. All right. So just now I mentioned there's a negative, there's a okay, this is one pair, right? One pair, one red color is one anode and one cathode. This is one pair. So 2 plates is 1 chamber. 2 plates, 1 chamber. So if I need to add another chamber is like a lane. Now there's only 1 lane to process the water. So and then if I add another plate here, and this plate works on both sides, so it becomes 3 plates, 2 chamber, right? And then I add another plate here, and then okay, and then another plate here. It becomes 5 plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 chamber. 5 plate, 4 chamber. If I add another plate, it becomes 7 plates, 6 chamber. It's very easy to remember. Always the plate number is odd number. Then the chamber number is even number. So in this case, it's 7 plates. 7 plates, 6 chamber, and now I heard actually now there are already 9 plates, and there are even 11 plates. So the more plate it is, the more expensive your machine is. And the question is, do you need that much of plates? Okay, why? Because plate is like it's like a processing surface. So the more plates, the more surface it is. But you have to understand, the quality of the alkaline water produced is not only determined by plates. It also determined by the wattage. That's why the wattage is controlled by the button. Actually, when you press the button, which allows you to control the pH, actually it controls the amount of current that's supplied to the chamber. The more current you supply to the chamber, the stronger the pulling force. So the better the separation happens. Right, that's about the wattage. So that's one factor. Another factor is the minerals. Like I mentioned before this, the function of this machine is to separate the minerals from the tap water. If you are living in an area that the water supply is of soft water, which means there's not much mineral in it. So no matter you buy the 9 plates or 11 plates machine, you are not going to produce strong alkaline water because you don't have enough minerals for it to separate, right? So in another extreme is if you are living in an area that the water supply is of heavy water, there's a lot of minerals, and you run the water into the machine and you set the wattage too high, or you press too high temperature, means high pH. You want the high pH and you run heavy water into this machine, the machine will burn. Because if you high wattage and then high volume of minerals, and then it will produce high current that will burn the chips. So usually a professional water ionizer dealer will go to your place and test the water, test the TDS, total dissolved means the total dissolved particles in your water, or minerals in your water. Then they will do the setting. You can do the setting. They will do the setting for you, a professional one, right? And then flow rate, like I mentioned, it's a dynamic. The water is flowing. And it takes time for in the microseconds, it takes time for the separation to happen efficiently. But if you are pushing too much water and you're pushing the water flow out fast, even before, so the separation mineral is not so complete or not so even. and in order to produce the desired level of alkalinity. So that's about flow rates and temperature. Temperature is generally the warmer the water it is, the better the electrolysis, because the water movement, the dynamic is more dynamic and the flow is better, the movement of mineral is better, so the higher temperature. So in summer you get better alkaline water because the water supply is warmer. If in winter the alkaline is slightly lower. All right, and don't run warm water. I mean, if you have heated water, because hot water they use copper or there's heavy metals, it will spoil the machine. So don't purposely run hot water. You will destroy the membrane. Too hot water will destroy the membrane. So just room temperature. So just this factor is negligible because it's very hard to control. But you can control the flow rates. Guess what? Right, this machine is given by a friend as a gift when I moved to a new house, and he imported it from China. It's a not so well-known brand. I cover the brand. And the machine, I make sure the plate is made of platinum, is safe, food grade plastic, so it's safe, everything's safe because I know the technical details of the ionizer. And then I've been using it for 5 years and it's still producing very good high pH alkaline water. Guess how many plates is inside this machine? It's only 3. It's only 3 plates. I'm using a 3 plates machine, and for the past 5 years it is very stable. Every day it gives me alkaline water of more than 10 pH, more than 10. So it's not the amount of plates. So don't get the wrong concept that the more you pay you get better result. No, you have to take into concentration. But because this is 3 plates, I will reduce the water flow rate to the minimum level, which is 1 liter per minute. It depends on the machine, but usually this kind of machine, when the water flow is too low, the pressure is too low, if you cut off the electrolysis chamber, electrolysis to the power to the electrolysis chamber, so there will be no electrolysis happen. I will adjust the water supply, the pressure to the exactly just nice above the support level, because the reason is if the water moves too slow, the current will build up here and will heat up the machine. So that's why there's a safety circuit that it will cut off the machine if the water is too low. I would just adjust the water, it's just slightly above that cut off machine, and I get very strong alkaline water with just 3 plates. This is the little trick I teach you. But now, so far, I think there's no more 3 plates machine in the market. 5 plates is good enough already. So personally, I think you don't need to get 7 or 9 plates. You won't get that much of difference. So that's all for choosing ionizer, and look for someone you know, buy from someone you know, and someone who knows what they are doing, because this machine contains electronics, has a chamber, has a filter that need to be changed. So it's better to look for someone who can provide very good customer service. And that's all for the water ionizer, and the cost is slightly expensive. If you it's a good investment in the long run for a whole family, but if you just want to use alkaline water to treat your gout problems, then you might, and your budget is quite limited, then you might consider using this strong ionic calcium or alkaline minerals as an alternative way to get alkaline water. I've been dealing with this machine for years before I found this thing, and I realized this one is more efficient, and it's more economical, and at certain level is stronger than the water produced by this machine. I will discuss more about Alkaline in the brand is Alkaline. I will talk about more about Alkaline in the next chapter. So thank you.